government did not do much for the northern sector in terms of road construction, and that President Mahama is determined to fix this situation in 2 years. Please, Mr. Speaker, President Mahama has been president before. Yes, but if you made an absolute statement towards the end of your submission. If you had been relative, then I wouldn't come up to fault you. But President Mahama has been president before. He's been vice president before. And in fact, your tradition has been in office before. From 1992, when we started this democracy, from 93 to 2000. Then again, they had opportunity for another 8 years. Prior to that, it was your tradition that was in office for almost 20 years, the PNDC. That is where you root your heritage. So, Mr. Speaker, if you are talking about a situation, which I agree, recently when we attended the Northern Development Conference, it is a matter that came up, that a person somewhere in Boko should be comfortable staying in Boko because distribution of infrastructure is even. I think that should be the focus of the argument. But if you now want to make it partisan, even saying that a matter that is a matter of record is not the case. Honorable Minister, if somebody says that I am aggregating, putting everything together under my administration, and I've done 13,000 kilometers, and as a result of that, even pothole patching have been included, what is wrong with it? Because you and I know that a lot of our roads are immotorable because of the state of the roads. So if you fix them and you are adding that to your achievement, there's nothing wrong, with respect. With respect, and you agree with me. All right? So, Mr. Speaker, I think that the concerns of the minority has to do with the uneven distribution of these roads. I have seen the list, quite a number of them. Sometimes we, the politicians, we try to pretend, but the reality is always a reality. Some of these roads were started under Akufo-Addo. They've not been completed. You are continuing. That is governance, and I agree. I will not stand here and critique you for that. But it should not be created, the impression should not be created as though it is a certain big push, big push, big push. What are you pushing? Mr. Speaker, you have some regions that are not receiving attention. Some regions are not receiving attention. Volta region, what serious roads are being constructed?
Yes,
check it.
Honorable Minority Leader, Senior Colin Dawuda has been on his feet for long.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Minority Leader says that he just looked at this of finance to be catered for under the big push. And he realizes that some of them were started by Nana Akufo-Addo. We want the Honorable Minority Leader to mention one or two of the roads that he finds listed, which were started by Nana Akufo-Addo.
Yes, Honorable Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, the Winneba Road. Mr. Speaker, is there? Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a house of records. With respect, it was President Kufuor who, with a Japanese facility, yes, please, Honorable Collins Dawuda, you are a very senior member, and you know how much I respect you. Unfortunately for you, you spoke for your members to applaud you, but not into the mic. Fortunately for you. So I cannot fault you. But because they heard you loud, Mahanza did not hear you, it's my duty to remind you that President Kufuor started. Mr. Speaker, President Kufuor started and completed all the way from Malam all the way to Yamransa. It's a matter of record, yes. Yes, the Japanese facility. And then today, some of the roads, Mr. Speaker, the roads minister is here. And he knows that I will not attempt to do any propaganda with that which is a matter of record. And I'm commending the government for that effort. That governance is a continuum. You came to me some project being constructed, you want to continue, that is good. But this side of the house has a concern. The uneven distribution. Mr. Speaker, the northern region, we are seeing only 11 kilometers. Government is able to raise the needed funds for contractors to get back to the road or to start those that are going to be awarded. But Mr. Speaker, again, the roads minister makes another point. This is not the first time he's making that point. But I have some disagreement, and I want the records to be properly put in context. He says that the government pays a certain Indian some 30 million. Mr. Speaker, I have been working with some of our technocrats only yesterday. He is now working with technocrats. Honorable Minister, perhaps today it is to make
the Ofankor Road. As of the time you were leaving office, the contractor has raised certificate of $77 million. You didn't pay him, you left. Now people are doing demonstration. Just this week, we paid that contractor over 300 million Ghana cedis. So that he can continue the work. Why are you not commending us for that? And then we are saying that since we don't have any dedicated fund, we are putting that project as an additional burden on the big push. And you don't like it? And then you go to Kaswa Winneba. Of course, the money has run out. The worst that will happen is that the contractor will leave site. President Mahama does not want any of those projects to be abandoned. He said carry it on as additional big push project. You don't like that? What are we talking about here? And then I heard you talking about motorway to Central University. Honorable former minister, you and I know that when you came to this house to give that contract to BHM, I suggested here BHM was not a construction firm. Was a management firm. That company, it was only last year that company bought a construction firm. That is why they were struggling to do the road. So phase 1 is what they are struggling to do. So the phase 2 is not even an MPP initiated project. The phase 2 is not under contract. And we are carrying it on as a big push project. You should understand this thing. We are quite clear in our minds what we are doing. It is not politics. It is not politics. And I agree with you, you did your best. But the contractors were not listening to you. Because maybe you are afraid of them. I say, if you are a contractor, Ghanaian or foreign, if you breach our laws, we'll deal with you. That is why when I stood here and said that the Indian company that took our $30 million, pretending that we should terminate the contract, I will not. They either build a road worth $30 million or will find ways of taking our money. You can't go for our money. It doesn't matter. We are taking our money. So help me retrieve the 30 million that is supposed to use to do Savelugu to Walewale. Help me. Where's Dr. Kabiru? Help me retrieve the money. Because I need that money to pay contractors who have worked and are not being paid. So help me do that. So I don't know why you are not helping me doing this. And then there's something I need to explain. Big Push is not the only road project we are doing. Big Push, and I want to say this to all our compatriots across the country. Big Push is a special vehicle to address the interconnectivity of our region to our national capital. It is not about Adaklu or Swami or anything. In any case, I've also heard Swami Interchange. Yes, the loan for Swami Interchange is a turnkey and a commercial agreement. When you declared yourselves bankrupt, the contractor decided that the bank said they will not give us the money. When you say we should complete it, with money from where? But even that, President Mahama says, take it on. So we are taking the completion of the Swami Interchange. We are taking on the completion of the Swami Interchange as part of Big Push. We are taking on the completion of the Swami Interchange and on Big Push. What is your problem about that? Mr. Speaker, the other thing that we need to deal with is, there's this lack of understanding about some over 160 districts that we have identified as the most deprived of roads. And we are saying that some of those districts are largely agrarian in terms of their economic activity. Yam growing areas, rice growing areas, food we consume. And we are saying that instead of spending 70% of our road budget on Accra and Kumasi building additional interchanges, the real economic value of our country comes from agriculture and mining and tourism. Let's tap into those things. So we have identified those 160 districts, and we are saying that out of equity, we shall devote more resources to upgrade the roads in those districts. That is what we are talking about. It is, can Ofori Atta and the NPP declare the country bankrupt? And then let me conclude with this. Honorable Road Minister. The situation of our roads in Ghana is a very terrible one. And I want the House to join us address this. Everybody, including every colleague, including myself, the road in our backyard is very terrible. There's nothing wrong if the finance minister decides that instead of sharing our oil resources, building astroturfs here and there, mainly in your constituencies, mainly in your districts. Yes, the record is there. Instead of doing that, let's build roads that everybody can use. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, astroturf is good, but you see, today, put astroturf on one side and road on the other side.
Honourable member, conclude. 1 minute.
Let me conclude by saying, Mr. Speaker, we are clear on our minds. President Mahama's reset means that the road network in our country must improve. And we are making a commitment. Yes, in 3 weeks, we shall start the Big Push projects. And indeed, inshallah, Dambai Bridge will be one of them that will be started. Nothing will stop it. And the last question, Mr. Speaker, if you are a contractor, a consultant,